taking a look at trailer for Cold Skin.
I hope
Title.
this is about vampires.
Well, okay, so on title, I'm siding with you on that. They have cold skin because they're undead, hence vampires. So, are we right? There you go. Shouldn't be a tongue twister, but it was for me. Regardless, let's find out.
We're never very far from those we hate. For this very reason, we shall never be truly close to those we love.
There's your island.
We set sail 67 days ago. September 1914.
Oh,
No birds. No weather official to greet you either.
In this remote part of the world, I feel a sense of irreparable loss.
Maritime signal technician. We are replacing the weather official. Can you tell me his whereabouts? He's dead.
I would have to live in a solitude like exile for 12 months.
It's the still and silent sea that drowns a man.
One thing I still can't understand is that you could have escaped 4 days ago on the boat that brought me here.
To work. Here, I'm master of my own destiny.
I can't tell whether it arises from a longing for civilization, a prisoner's panic, or simply fear.
what?
Should have stayed on the boat.
The previous weather official wasn't typhus. You left him stranded here like me. It's
What?
as good as murder.
What?
No! Don't shoot!
What?
Hey, shine light, human or divine.
Demons from Atlantis.
The only thing you need to understand is that we are the invaders, which makes us the enemy. Kill and conquer, that's what we humans do.
You want to conquer them, is that it?
Oh no, I want to exterminate them. Wake up! Shoot! Shoot, damn it! I see what you are. It's that pathetic failure of the misanthrope! You're damn afraid to let your friends leave!
Whoa. What?
That's not horror.
What do you mean that's not horror?
That's not horror.
Oh, were you kidding me? I mean, like, you get multiple
That's
things.
almost like fantasy.
That's not fantasy. You got
Almost.
no, it's not at all, man. You like.
I did not see any horror in
Okay, so you got the horror of like an invading like creatures. That's
like
horror.
A fantasy thing, because you notice it was like making friends with them or something. It was like a fantasy. Yeah.
What do you mean a fantasy? No,
Fantasy
like
with these like water creatures. It was
What-
not horror.
it totally is because it's a horror. They're attacking them, and there was like some scene, yes, with the one of them, but we don't know. We have no context for that. I mean, that,
So then,
that thing
like-
could have ripped his face off right after
So
that.
then, like, Lord of the Rings would be horror.
No,
No, that's
wait.
fantasy.
It-
Because it
yeah.
has creatures. It has giant creatures.
Oh, okay,
attacking people.
all right. So what Alien is creatures attacking people? That's horror.
That's
Predator. Oh, it's sci-fi. Okay, sci-fi horror.
Sci-fi horror.
Okay, could you say this is sci-fi horror then?
No.
Why not?
You don't see these creatures using like alien gadgets or flying.
The aliens
saucers
didn't
or-
use alien gadgets.
Well, you know what I
They used
mean.
them. My main man.
Godzilla.
That's not fantasy. That's reality. Regardless.
That's reality.
Yeah, totally. Regardless of what Borgia says, and honestly, I understand some people probably do side with you. I saw a lot of great and awesome potential in this movie. I'm totally psyched and pumped. Not only the creatures, but did you miss the whole subplot with the horror of the isolation of the outpost that was,
Is that
contained?
supposed to be your horror there? Isolation.
Well, that's certainly a type, yes.
I wouldn't call that a horror movie.
What would you call that then?
This is like a fantasy movie.
No, I'm not this thing. The concept of the horror of isolation.
It depends on what you do in your isolation stage, you know, if you're like going crazy. If you're,
That's normally the horror of going hallucinating, which they even mention.
Talking to people,
yes,
like cutting yourself, cutting whatever.
Whoa!
Like,
okay, I think we're
I'm just
venting
saying.
here at this point. I don't know where the cutting yourself.
That's not horror. I don't know.
Oh,
It's not.
all right. Well, the debate rages on. So, as soon as this is out, we will put it to rest. All right. Well, there wasn't a vampire in sight, but for me, that was okay. For you?
Yeah, it was okay.
It
For
is
a
okay.
fantasy movie.
Oh my God. All right. Well, the battle lines are
Tell
drawn.
us what you think.
Yes.
It is fantasy, horror. Let's get the
It's
conversations going.